The story starts with a masked hero named Shroud, who just beat a big monster. A strange girl nearby who had too much energy cheers because the bad guy is gone. Shroud, looking proud, watches as the monster vanishes and the sun shines again. The girl says it's been a hard journey, and Shroud agrees. Suddenly, Shroud flies up and tells the girl named Faria that she should go away. Then he kicks her and says she's the real problem in the world. We see that Shroud, really named Raku, was just playing a game. He's happy because he beat it and got revenge on a monster. Raku loves playing old games, which many people think are bad because they don't work well. These are called trash games. Raku likes finishing them because it makes him feel good. Raku goes downstairs and tells his mom about the game. At school, a girl named Rai likes Raku and wants to talk to him about video games. She's too shy and waits for the right moment, but another kid talks to Raku first. At a game shop, the owner, Mana, hopes to get more business during summer. Rai comes in looking for Raku, but Mana says he's not there because he's busy with a special trash game. Mana shows Rai the game called Faria Chronicle Online, known for being really bad. The game has silly enemies, lots of bugs, and is very hard. Players even have to fight the final boss in board shorts and a mask. Just then, Raku comes to the shop looking for new trash games. Mana is surprised, and Raku proudly says he beat Faria Chronicle Online. Rai, hiding, listens as Raku talks about how terrible the game was. He says Faria, the girl in the game, was the worst and made everything bad. Whenever he tried to fix things, she would blame the final boss. Raku kept playing because he liked beating the final boss. This small victory made playing the bad game worth it. Rai smiles while listening to him. Mana suggests Raku try a good game for a change. She shows him a popular VR game called Stronger Law Frontier, with lots of players. Raku decides to try it. At home, Raku puts on his VR headset and starts creating his character. He picks a twin blade fighter and chooses Wanderer, which gives him good luck. He sells his starter gear to get better weapons and hides his face with a bird mask. Raku, now called Son Raku in the game, enters the virtual world. Raku is amazed by how real everything feels. He explores, runs, and climbs. He likes the controls and checks his stats. His defense is low because he's half naked, but hopes his luck will help. Suddenly, a goblin attacks. Raku fights back and wins, leveling up. He keeps exploring and fights a bunny that attacks him. Raku unlocks new skills by taking actions and finds there are no bugs in the game. He's happy and keeps playing. Raku fights an ogre, levels up again, and looks for more enemies. He reaches a nearby town called Suville, but meets a snake boss blocking a bridge. Rokuro is having a lot of fun at the edge of a nearby town. People are amazed, staring at someone in huge armor. This is the starting town, Fira. The townsfolk notice the person has high-level gear and a crest from a top clan. They wonder why someone like that is here. It turns out the person in the armor is a girl, checking names of players, and she's looking for someone named Rokuro. Rokuro always uses the same name, but he isn't there, which is strange since all new players come to Fira. In real life, we see that the girl is a stalker, searching for Rokuro in the game. Meanwhile, our pigeon hero, Rokuro, is fighting a snake with mesmerizing hair. Rokuro watches its moves and dodges its attacks, figuring out it's a beginner boss. He knows he can beat it without getting hit, but his weapon breaks after the first strike. The snake's tough scales make Rokuro switch to his blood blades. He jokes about making snake fillets, but is surprised by some purple stuff from the snake, which turns out to be poison. Rokuro realizes the poison will damage him every 10 seconds. He thinks about how he needs to land critical hits to win before time runs out. He figures out that criticals happen when hitting weak points, so he targets the snake's head. The snake blocks his attacks, so Rokuro creates his own weak point by piercing the snake's body. He attacks the hole, triggering critical hits, and the snake screams in pain. Rokuro hacks away, unsure of the snake's HP, and realizes his arrogance from playing trash games won't help here. The snake consumes him, but Rokuro uses a flash counter move. He grabs a lock of the snake's hair, delivering a final blow that explodes its head. Rokuro levels up, happy with his loot, but his health is still dropping. He dumps all his points into stamina and agility, then rushes to town for an antidote. He doesn't know where the shops are and realizes he won't make it in time. He can't register his respawn point either but runs as fast as he can. At the town, Yamamoto is happy that his crush, Maya, has joined the game. They see Rokuro, and Maya thinks he's a monster. Yamamoto explains it's a player and tells Rokuro where the inn is. Rokuro rushes to the inn, but the receptionist is too slow. He dies before registering his respawn point. Rokuro returns to reality, glad he didn't lose items, and decides to thank Yamamoto later. He appreciates how awesome the game is and arrives in Sandia for necessities. He decides to buy clothes first, as people are staring at him. He buys cheap clothes and then heads to a weapon shop. The shopkeeper explains Rokuro's bunny daggers are rare and offers to make him new weapons if he gets materials. Rokuro mines for ore but gets frustrated, finding mostly stones. A frog appears, and Rokuro realizes he must beat everyone to the race for materials. The shopkeeper is impressed with his ore and makes him god-tier weapons. The shopkeeper advises not to leave town in armor at night due to dangerous animals, but Rokuro plans to use the nocturnal animals to test his new weapons. At the bridge, the snake rises again, but this time Ray, a stalker detective, defeats it while searching for Rokuro. Ray believes Rokuro must be in Second Dale. Elsewhere, Rokuro fights stronger monsters at night, learning new skills. He encounters a powerful goblin that calls for reinforcements. Rokuro decides not to run away and takes on the challenge. As he defeats the goblins, Rokuro enjoys himself and realizes this game has much more to offer. Just then, a gigantic monster appears, and Rokuro prepares for the fight of his life. This is the end of the video. Subscribe to the Anime Sphere Recaps channel for more anime recaps.